Hello, and thank you for joining us for this great uh, conference and this session, which I will present about transforming live data with Microsoft Fabric from ingestion to visualization. A great shout out to David for who is the main organizer of this conference, who gather all of these people together, create, manage this conference, and give us this chance to gather as a community and improve our knowledge. So, what I want to do in this session, I want to talk about and show you how we can use the real-time intelligence in Fabric, how we can gather the data, ingest the data, and then save the in KQL, and then the Lakehouse, or using the Data Activator, and then visualize that with Power BI. A little bit, a little bit about myself. My name is Vahid Doustimajd. I'm a Microsoft Data Platform MVP and certified trainer. My background is all in project controls and project management. I'm a project management consultant. I'm not a person with all SQL background and SQL person. I don't have any IT background. I'm a project management consultant. At the moment, I'm working as a project controls manager and data analytics manager actually in Fulton, Oregon, in Sydney, Australia. I'm a super user in Power BI community. If you don't know anything about that one, if you search Fabric community, actually, I need to update my slides, not for Power BI community anymore. There is a good place and website to raise your question, and there are many active people to answer your question there. I'm a super user there. If you ask what's super user, super users are the people who are active answering the people in that community. I'm a technical person, as you can understand, project controls and project management background, but why talking about Fabric? Because I'm a technical person. I do like everything about technology, and I love everything about real-time things, Power Query, and especially DAX. Uh, I'm a leader in the Persian Power BI user group. If you search that, you can find I organize one or two sessions every month, and I have a weblog and the website. You can see the details in the bottom section of my slide. So let's get started and go through this one. So. Uh, Microsoft Fabric. What is Microsoft Fabric? The first thing we need to know is the Microsoft Fabric is an end-to-end analytics and data platform. What is the end-to-end? Means that it's designed for enterprise that requires a unified solution, and you have everything from getting the data, transferring those data, and then visualize those data, all of them in one area. You don't need to have another, for example, for example, data warehouse in Azure. You don't need to have a Synapse outside the Fabric. Everything in one platform, and the name of that is Microsoft Fabric. There are the main section like data factory, data engineering, data warehouse, real-time intelligence, which it was real-time analytics before and changed to real-time intelligence, data science, Power BI, and Data Activator. The Microsoft Fabric, for those people asking every time what's the difference between Microsoft Fabric and Power BI, yes, we are still using the powerbi.com URL to go through the Fabric, but if Power BI is one most powerful section, in my opinion, of Microsoft Fabric. And then the Data Activator, which we go through that one. I will explain about that in next slides. Before I go to the next slide, I just not need to tell you I have few slides, and most of my session will be demo. So I will show you how you can gather the data from different sources and save them into different destination. If you have any question, please raise it in the Q&A section at the top section of the Teams. You can see Q&A. You can add your questions there. I never use that, but I will try to use it. So raise it there. I will look at those questions. I will try to wrap up my session in 45 minutes to have a 10 to 15 minutes for question and answer. But feel free to reach out to me if you have any question after this session on LinkedIn, and I'm more than happy to answer your question and help you. So that was about the fabric, but what about the real-time intelligence? Real-time intelligence is same as fabric. It's an end-to-end solution. It's the solution to gather gather the data, the live data or event, and then streaming them and save them into different databases, and then where you can use those live databases to have a real-time dashboard or report in Power BI, and using the other things like running some KQL query set to analyze your data. So we you can say we can use the event stream as a ingest and processing the data. Then we can save our data in different destinations, which can be KQL, Lakehouse, which I will show you in the demo, and then you can visualize those data in a real-time dashboard or in Power BI. Okay, so I talk about the event stream data activator, but there is a new section in Microsoft Fabric. They call it real time hub. Real time hub is used to discover and manage your streaming data in Fabric. What that means there is a they created a section in Microsoft Fabric, and you can access to all of those real time data source and artifacts or items easily. If you have any, if you created many event streams in different workspaces, you can find all of them in real-time hub. Easy access to all of them. You don't need to go and open all of those workspaces to find that event streams. If you have any reflex for the data activator, all of them are there. And the good things is, if you have some, for example, IoT hub or devices on Azure, then you can see them in, if you have that in the same tenant, you can see and find them there. You don't need to go and open the Azure and Azure portal to find them and connect them to your streaming and to your solution. So that's a great new function which has been added, I think, 4 or 6 months ago. I can't recall that correctly, but yeah, that's a great area to browse and find out all the real time items. Then we have an event stream, which I want to use that more than all other items today. And that event stream, it lets you to brings real-time events into Fabric. So that's a port. You can gather the data from different sources and then transform those data and change those shape and then save them into a different destination. So the good thing about that is you don't need to write any code. That's like a drag and drop, click and click. That's it. Easy, super easy. Easier if you wanted to create a similar scenarios or similar solutions in the past in Azure, that was more time consuming and that was super hard. Not super hard, that was harder than this one. It's very easy now in Microsoft Fabric. We will test some scenarios today together. And then we have a Data Activator, which is very similar to Power Automate. Just keep that one. Very similar to Power Automate, but totally different for you. For totally different scenarios. The Data Activator is again a solution with no code, which will check define you can define a pattern, and that will check that pattern on top of your data, and if that condition happen, then it will trigger some actions. It will send some message on Teams to notify you, send an email, or even trigger an item on Microsoft Fabric to say, okay, refresh this pipeline or run this item on Fabric. Or you can even trigger Microsoft Power Automate at flow. You can create a flow, and the trigger for that flow can be Data Activator, and then when that's happened, that will trigger and start that one. So too many things. You can find more about that during the demo section. So okay, so I talked about all of those things and said you can save the data in different destinations, and this is the one of those solutions that they stream. As I said, the event stream. This is the event stream here. So these are the sources. You can see there are some sources. You can define sources like IoT. You can define sources like custom sources. I will show you, for example, how to connect that to Power Automate, and then send the data from Power Automate to their run API, and then save the output of those data, or the output into any of these destinations. So you can pull the data here to event stream, transform the data. Actually, in here, there is no transformation at the moment. It directly go to Data Activator, which is this icon for Reflex, Lakehouse, and KQL, and custom app. So you have four options if you want to save data into the destination. You can save it in KQL, run KQL code, run SQL code there, or you can save it in the Lakehouse, and then you can write SQL as well there. So different options, which gives you more ability to find out which one is suited for your solution, for the question you want to answer with this solution. I think that was the last presentation. Let's move to Microsoft Fabric and start creating those things. Here, I created one demo Fabric workspace. The workspace has the license, the trial license here. Fabric trial, I'm lucky, I still have 56 days left. A good trick to you, if that's finished, create the Microsoft Fabric and try to use new live dashboard. At the moment, if you try to use the new dashboard, that will gives you a new 60 days there, because that item is only available on Terial, and you need to use this one. But this Terial is the F64. If you have any X64, that's in terms of the CPU, RAM, and the performance, is quite the same as that one, but you can't use that real-time dashboard because it's only available on Trail. So easy. I have that one, and I will start creating event stream. So here, event stream, click on the event stream, then I want to start and add a name for that one, Fabric online conference. And then this enhanced capabilities is at the moment in preview, and that gives you more options. I will always try to turn that on. I don't know when, but soon that will be generated. It will be out of the preview and will be available for all the people. So at the moment they are testing this function, and many changes happen since they started that. So anyway, so let's start, and that one, click on create. That will take few seconds to create that for me. Okay, so now it says, okay, design your flow to how you want to ingest the data. Do you want to connect it to external sources? Do you have any custom endpoint, or you want to use sample data? The good thing is, if you want to test scenarios, you can use this test sample data, which are 3 items, very high rated. For example, these data are high rated: yellow taxi, stock market, and bicycle, which are really great if you want to test scenarios. We will use that in one of our scenarios. But in terms of external sources, if you click on this one, then you can see you can connect that to Azure Event Hubs, Azure IoT Hub, and then the Kafka and Fabric workspace item. This is the great things, because if you select that one, then you can select what items you want to capture the data for that. For example, if something deleted or something updated failed, or created successfully. If, for example, they created the Lakehouse in any of your workspace and you are an admin, with this one, you can gather those data easily. This is fantastic. This is great things added to the Microsoft Fabric, and you can use that to route your Microsoft Fabric item events, such as creation or deletion from the Fabric, and then keep those data in some database at destination like a KQL, and visualize that, manage that, and then you can find that, okay, when something created give me the with Data Activator, send me a notification, inform me, or you can track and keep the record of all of those things. So in terms of databases, you can connect that to this databases here. Fabric event, I talk about that one here, Azure Blob Storage, and then in terms of Microsoft Azure sources, I told you if you have any Azure, I have one of these IoT here with one devices here, and the good thing here, I can see that test IoT Vahid my name here, test IoT Vahid without any external connection, without any additional connection. I can see that easily here, and I can connect to that here. But I don't want to use it here. I want to use very simple one to understand how it works, and then we can go through one a little bit complicated one. And that's for it's the custom endpoint. I want to use a custom endpoint. I will add a name for that one, which I want to connect that to Power Automate to start managing data, sending data manually, and keep an eye on that one. So I will name it Power Automate data here. You can add, and then for now I will keep it this way. I won't add any destination for now. So I will keep it here, and then said okay, Power Automate Fabric, and click on Power Publish to publish what I created here, and then it's in the live section. Give it a time, and it's showing the streaming. That means it's live. And if you click on that, then you have some options here. For example, in the Event Hub, you can or Kafka or AMQP. It depends how you wanna use this custom app. If you want to use Kafka code, you can use this one, like this code, write this code to use the Kafka to streaming data here. AMQP, same. I want to use the Event Hub, and I need these codes. So I created this flow before. It's very easy. Manually to trigger that, I created JSON code like a Bitcoin price, Ethereum price, and add some sample price. $3,000, $5,000. I wish the price was that, but it's not that. But those are some sample data there. So I just want to connect this one to that Power Automate to whenever I run it, send an event here, and that event need to be saved here because this area I will the data will receive is like a JSON. So any proper JSON code will work here. So okay, so what I need to do, I need to connect them together. So I need to start a new connection here. Ask for access key here. I will copy the key, paste it here, create, and then I need to copy this Event Hub name and add it here as a custom, and then paste it here. Then that's it. So I would save this one and click on test. So 3,000 and 5,000. Let's make it 1,000, 2,000 for Bitcoin and 1,000 for Ethereum. Save that one and test it. So if I click on test, that will send this event to my Event Hub, and that Event Hub is exactly the same as what I created there. So I created using the Event Hub, and with that technology, I want to receive the dot. So let's say it's completely it's ran successfully. So if I go there and click on the stream hub, then I refresh my data, then the data will be previewed here. So let's take it. Okay, it's here. So now you can see let me zoom a little bit. So you can see the Ethereum 1,000, Bitcoin 2,000. When that event processed, what partition? There are 4 partition there. Because it doesn't, they didn't create this one for something easy like this one. They created this for something super big, like if you want to keep the live view of the transaction for banks. Just imagine how many ATM are in the city and how many transactions will happen, million and million transactions per minute. So this solution is created to manage that one. I'm just using very easy one to understand the main structure, and then we will go through some complicated ones. So, okay, then because of that, there are 4 partitions. If there is a big load there, that will automatically manage to save the data in one of those partitions. So, and then there is even and create to UTC time. Okay, so that's the data there. It works, no issue. I will start first with, I don't want to start first with destination. I want to start first with Data Activator. And the reason for that is Data Activator these days, it's a little bit slow. So I don't want to waste your time to wait for those triggers to be to be happen and receive the data. I just want to run that one. Maybe we need to wait to that one is completed and send us the notification. Meanwhile, during that time, I will go through the other dots. So here, if I click on the destination, then you can see, okay, I can use some, let me bring this a little bit down. So I can use some operation here, like these items. Aggregate the data, expand that, filter, group by, join, manage field, and union. And those are for transferment data. If I want to say, okay, just group all of those numbers for Ethereum, and then sum all the prices, then that will do that. So in the next scenario, we will use that. But at the moment, I want to focus on this section, destination. So again, we can use the reflex, which is the a data activator. Then we can use the KQL database, Lakehouse, or custom endpoint. If you have any data storage engine, and for example, any, yes, maybe like a SharePoint list or something like that, and you can use this custom endpoint, write code, same as what we created here. We use the custom the source and use code to connect that to Power Automate, and this Power Automate flow will send the data to that. Okay, so here I will save the data to Data Activator. What I want to do, I want to do something to say, okay, when the price goes above 3,000, notify me. I want to sell my crypto. When it drop down, for example, give me the notification. I want to buy the crypto. So I want to just add a name here, Data Activator, and then this workspace, and then reflex. Let's create new. Let's say Microsoft Fabric conference. Just add a name for that one. Create a new one, and then save. It takes few seconds to create that for us. We can wait. Let's first click publish. Say that's done. It will take few seconds to be completed. So here you can see it's working on that. Shouldn't be that long. I think that will be ready in less than 1 minute. So it's created that here. You can see there is a reflex here, and that's for Data Activator, this icon here. And then if I back to my Stream Hub, yeah, it's streaming. It's good. It's great. It's working without any issue. Let's see the data preview works there. Or actually, let's move to the reflex. So click on the reflex. You can see the data conf data. The name I added there is here, and those two records are here. That's great. All data here. What I need to do, I need to design an object, because you need to design an object based on those data and then set the condition to reset to apply that. And every time it will check the data and check with that condition. If that happened, send you notification. So I will add a name to that one, price to sell. And then the key one, I want to group all of the data I want to see the data and those prices based on symbol. So assign the key column. The key column for me is a symbol, Ethereum or Bitcoin. Click on that one, and I want to see the price. Click on save. You can create another object. If it's save and create another object, or you can go to the design. I will go to the design. So here, it's an event here, the price is here, and there is no trigger here. Under the trigger, there's nothing. I will click on the trigger here. So I will say I want to check the price, and then both of those are selected. Let's say last 30 minutes, and then I want to say, okay, I want to see when that increase is greater than, when is greater than 4,000. Okay, each time. And then in the action, this is the condition, this is the action. I want to receive a Teams message, or I can say email address, or I can trigger an item Microsoft Fabric. So I want to receive a Teams message. Let's heading of that will be let's sell. Let's say time to sell. And then optional message, you can add something there, and then you can say just add the price as well there. So that's the thing. I created that one, and then just need to save it and then click on the start. I click on the start and it start to reading the data. There is nothing more than 4,000 to receive that. But before that, I want to test my alert. Just click on the test to make sure the trigger for Data Activator works without any issue. I received this one. So let me bring this here. So okay, so that's the thing. So this is the Data Activator. Send me a message. The message will be like this one. This is the test. Sample package, sample price, time to sell. So, but let's run it. Okay, more than 3,000. First of all, I will go and send more than 4,000. Actually, three. This is 3, and this is 2,500. Save it. Send the package again. And then here, the data will come to here. So first go to the stream. Stream will be created. Make sure the data is here. We'll make sure the data is here. Let's refresh it. Yeah, the data is here. And then it should be here as well. If I refresh it, let's go to the activator. And in data section, you can see the data happen and added here. Imagine this is, again, this is very easy scenario to understand the structure. Imagine we receive more than 1 million records per second, and we want to check that one. Okay, here you can see the data here. It's added to here. Let me go there. It's added to here, and you can see that's go up, but there is nothing more than 4,000. So there is nothing happening here. So let's add that one. So I want to say the price for Bitcoin now is 4,500, and this one is 3,000. 3,000. Let's test it. And test and save and run it here. So, okay, just run that one and that will come in here in a few seconds. Every 5 minutes, that should be every few seconds that will refresh. That's refresh, and you can see the data here. And now there is a data here. 5,000, it's more than 5,000. It's happened here, and one is triggered. And we will receive that notification soon because of that. So at the every 1 minute here, but we will receive that soon. I think in 1 or 2 minutes. It was very fast previously, but today, because I tested today morning and I found that there is something is not that fast today. Should be a technical issue which will be fixed soon. But let's keep it as is. I will receive the message. I haven't received that yet, but that will comes here, and I will show you when it comes to here. It takes sometimes 1 or 2 minutes. I just wanted to say how this works. But before that, you can select more data. You can summarize that. You can say, okay, average over time. If the average, for example, of the price in 10 minutes, just data will be average over time in 10 minutes. And then if that goes above 4,000, send the trigger. Or you can set something here and said, look, if the set the filter price greater than 6,000, I don't want to send I don't want to receive any notification for that one. Maybe there is some issue in the market. Just everything above 4,000, less than 6,000, then I want to receive that one. And there are many more options here, which I don't want to go through that one because if I want to go through that one, that needs 2 hours. But you can play with this one when you have such a scenario. You can test that one here. So just to test it again to tell you it works soon without an issue. 5,000 and 4,000 as well. Like make it 4,200, for example, and both of them now is over the target. Let's see how it will deal with this one. And here, those data will come to here, both of them here, and you can see both of them detected, and there are 2 notifications. We will receive those notifications. I said today, I don't know, I wasn't lucky, but we will receive those notifications soon. I will show you. Let me check it to last 15 minutes there. That's fine. So, okay, let's go to the next scenario. Here, I will go and create another event stream. I will name it test for demo 1, enhance capability as well, and create it. And then I want to connect to an IoT I created here. And that IoT, for that IoT, I want to use this test, the Raspberry IoT online simulator, which every second will send the temperature and humidity. That's some random numbers. Okay, so here I can say external source, and I don't need anything from here. It detects that here there is an IoT here, so I will click on that one. Use the connection which I created before. The data will be as JSON. Next, add it, and boom, that's created. So let's publish that one and see the data here. At the moment, there is no data because I set it as a posit. But here you can let's give it a few seconds to be finalized. Meanwhile, feel free to raise your question. There is a Q&A section on Teams. You can ask your questions there. I'm checking that one at the moment. So let's wait for this one. Let's refresh the page. It takes a few seconds to be completed. Okay, so let me run it first. It takes a few seconds to be run. So it's run now. You can see message ID number 1 and 2 sent for, and there is a temperature and humidity, and every second that will send the data. So here, if I refresh this, that will be okay now. So refresh it. Shouldn't be that slow. I don't know what's going on now. Anyway, so oh yeah, we received those messages now. I told you sometimes it takes time. That's good. Right on the time. We received one for 4,500, one for 4,200 for Ethereum, and Bitcoin 5,000. I know the solution is created for real time. This is a glitch in the system which will be fixed soon. And then let me back to that. That demo 1, and I show you. We had to receive 3. Let me go there. We had to receive 3 here, and we received all of those 3. So those 3 are here. Time to sell Bitcoin 4,500, Ethereum 4,200, and 5,000, and that will work without any issue if I send more data there. Okay, this one. Sorry to jump between the subjects. So this one was for the previous one. We checked the Data Activator and Reflex, and now for IoT it works. You can see the message ID 36, 77, and 25 here. 36. If I find that. 25, 20, come on, 20, 20, 43, 29. And if I refresh this one, the 29 will be, okay, it works. The data is streaming to here. Now I need to add a destination here. So for destination, I want to save those data into a KQL database. KQL database, select that one. I will say destination name, let's say, before that, let's create the KQL database first here. We need to create an event hub. Where is that? Event hub test for online fabric conference. Create that one. That event house is a place to keep all of those KQL databases, and you can control them in a good way here. So that's created. Perfect. And there is a KQL database by default here, and you can have a dashboard to look at this, the performance of those KQL databases here. Okay, so let's go there. We have an event house, and we can create a dashboard. We can create a KQL database here as a destination. Name it as a KQL IoT. or let's name it, yeah, we can use it IoT data, for example, IoT data. And then workspace fabric here, event house, this one, KQL database, that one, create a table here, IoT table as well, JSON, save. Perfect. There are, this is more important, there are two options here. And this one, and the difference between them here, the direct ingest is everything will directly go there. If you want to transform those data, then you need to say processing before ingestion. That will process your data, understand the columns. If there is any transformation here, which I haven't added that yet, then it used those data and shape create a table with different shapes based on what you did there. Okay, good. So here, click on publish, and then it will take, again, a few seconds to create that one, create the table in that KQL database, and then you can use that. You can see all the data streaming without any issues, 77, 76, 75. We have up until 75. It's, as even in the documentation mentioned, it's super close to real time. It's not real time, it's super close to real time. It's milliseconds or less than that delay in there, and it depends again to the license and the capacity you use. If the data you are using is huge, you need to use some high capacity to have more CPU and RAM. But let's go to that KQL database here. This one, that table is not still here. Let's refresh it. Yet it's here. That's created that one, and you can see. Let me go to there, and then let me have 2 pages for both of them. This is easier to manage. So here you can see the data, if that loads here. The data has the same structure here. The name of the columns are here, same, and the schema of that, you can see the message ID, the type is line, string, dynamic, data, line, and data. And here, if that's load, you can see message ID, device ID, temperature, humidity, same. All of those data streamed here with the same data. And you can use the KQL to query the table. For example, if I remove everything here, if you don't know KQL, that's totally fine. Write CQL there. Select all, and then from IoT data, and then run it. All the data actually is still streaming, I think. We need to give it a little bit time. Let's see, it's still, yeah, it's still working. Still working on that one to stream data at the moment. Streaming is completed. Let's review, refresh everything here, and then let's run the code. Yeah, that works without any issue. That's a KQL code. If I remove this one, select all, with this one, with select all from IoT data, this table name here, you can see everything here. Everything here, you can order that. For example, you can say, okay, order by the column name is, let's say it's a message ID, and that will be not that one, ID, and then that would descend. Okay, run this one, and that will be in order here to there, descending here. So, okay, that works, but I want a KQL code. It's easy. If you want to, if you know SQL and you don't know KQL, just add one code here, explain, and run your SQL code, and that will show the output will be the KQL code. Just right click on that one, copy, and that's KQL code. You need that. Run it, same. You can say, okay, here, I don't need all columns. I just need device ID, temperature, humidity. So you can see rather than all, the device or the device, or you can say, for example, event process UTC time as a date time. Then you can see, okay, I want the temperature as temp, and this will, for example, now. run that one. I think I need to run the code. What's going on there? Oh yeah, code, coding, and then explain, remove that. And let me run it this way, run it in Craig. What's going on there? Hey, using that. Oh, as anyway, I can run this one. Okay, so I had some other codes here. Let's use it this way. Why that doesn't work for me? I don't know what's going on there, but should be okay. Let me go there and then remove this one as a temp. Even this one, even the select this one. Yeah, that works. And then let's add the other one, the temperature. Oh yeah, there was an issue maybe in the dictation I wrote there. So as the, sorry for that, the time, and then as date, as temp, to change the name of them. Okay, that works. And if you add again, if you add the code here, explain, then you will receive a KQL code exactly same as this SQL code. Run it, that works. So now if you run some of those codes, for example, I created something before, like this KQL code, this one, and run that one, that will show us the date, time, and process date, process time, and temperature and humidity. And then if you want to change that to KQL, you can easily just write the KQL, or you can use KQL like this to process the process date, and then split the time, and then temperature, humidity. I need to go a little bit fast to capture all of those things. Then you can save this KQL as a KQL set. In the future, you want to use this one, you can save this KQL, this KQL query set. It's not like a view in SQL, but very close to that one. You can save that that code, and then in the future you can use it. So if I save that test conf and create that, there will be a KQL set here. If I go to my workspace, that's here, and that's saved as this one. I can run it. I can say the data. Now I can even use that in Power BI. I have a KQL database. So let me open the Power BI, not PowerPoint. The KQL database rather than Lakehouse, the KQL database and Lakehouse, it depends, because if you have a huge data, the question you asked there, the KQL database is created to manage those real-time data faster and in better way. So if you have those data with the KQL query, it's easier to manage the real-time data. But again, with the Lakehouse, you have those things, but it depends what is you're looking for. If you have huge data and you want to manage them, KQL and the number of data, number of the events you receive every second are huge, KQL is the solution for that one. Here, if I go to the KQL database and then test for online conference, connect that. And this one here. So IoT data, I can load the data, import or direct query, let's say direct query, you can connect to that, and then all of those data here, then I can say event device, the date and time, device ID, humidity, and temperature here. And then let's say event of what's going on here. Don't summarize here, there, here. Let me sometime let me say evaluate the table now, IoT data. Let's see the data are here now. Yeah, all of the data are here. So if I add a device ID here and then humidity, see the details, semantics, group by humidity is a dynamic. Okay, because of the data type of the data. We can't do it here. So, but again, we can create it this way. I had to change that before in the transforming. That was part of this, but we are a little bit short in time. But what we need to do in this case, let me just show you what's happened there. The type of them, temperature and humidity, are text. Okay. So because of that, you can't understand, can't manage that one. So what I can do here, I can say, okay, in the transforming here, I can go and change this one to whole number, this one to whole number as well, and then load it. That should be okay. Yeah, device ID, event hub, and then the humidity and temperature. Okay, that's fixed. So you have all of this data, and if whenever you refresh, not refresh the model, refresh the where is the optimize, refresh the visuals, you have more data here. So you can see if I select this one to 46, if I refresh that one, then you can see 48, 46, 20. Takes a little bit of time to refresh the KQL database, but that works. In few seconds, every 30 seconds, the bunch, some part of that will be added to the database. You can create the Power BI report even here. You can click on Power BI report and create your report from here and without using Power BI desktop. Even with the KQL here, KQL the query set, you can here click on the Power BI desktop, create a report and save it, and that will work without any issue. So let's wait for that one. I don't know why my computer is slow today. It's always happened during the live session. But anyway, so here the data is same as the output of this one. I said it's very close to view on database. You create a view and transfer data, get the data, but it's very huge. We're close to that one. So here you can say process date, process time, and humidity. And this one, that's a table we have here. And then let's save it. Save this report as a test demo in my demo fabric. On top of this data query, query set, we create the report. This is the KQL query set, and we create the report in our demo fabric. So where is that? Okay, it's here. Demo query set is there, and you can refresh that every time, and you can see that the more data coming to this one, you just need to refresh the visual every time, and that will add the data here. So let me refresh this one for 80, 48. Even if I open this one, it's 46. If I refresh this one, there are 48 at the moment. So every time we refresh that one, if the new data coming to that query set and KQL, that will be updated. So anyway, so let's back to this one and then show that if you want to create a KQL Lakehouse as well. So here we can create a Lakehouse, test demo. I need to be fast. Okay, create that one here. I can say, okay, rather than that data, just go to the edit section, add another one. Don't want to do that one. Add the destination, not KQL, sorry, Lakehouse, and then say, okay, destination test, workspace, demo fabric, this Lakehouse we created there, and create a table test. I will say ROT data. Yeah, done. JSON output. Yep. Okay, save it. So we create that. What is error? No, it shouldn't be any error. So actually, let me remove this one. Here, add a destination Lakehouse. Okay, so got it. So let's remove this one. Add the Lakehouse here, and then test, and then say workspace fabric, and then test, and then here create a new table. Test them, and then click on save. That's fine. That will work. So click on that one, click on publish, and that takes a little bit time to create the table there and start ingesting data to there. So the data here you can see is still working without any issue for IoT. We receive data every second here, even more than one event per second, more than that. But let me go to my my Lakehouse. Let's see that table is created or not. Nope, it's still working on that one. Takes a little bit time. Just one thing before, yeah, this is a good point. I can talk about that. I mean, why it's working on creating the table here. Let's wait for previewing data completed, and then I will show you another thing. Let me close this items here. Yeah, here the data here, you can say you can say here, for example, where's that? The data ingest. You can see how many events coming to this event stream. That gives you a good report actually to find out how many of them in last hour is coming to here. You can refresh those things. You can even here there was yeah, in the past there was something to export that. New version doesn't have that, but anyway, that's fine. So I'm still waiting for my Lakehouse to be correct. Yeah, it's completed. Data is here. You can then query the show top data here. Actually, it's not that one. That's KQL one. Where's my Lakehouse? Here. Nope. Still working. Still working. I don't know why my computer working or this area is that slow. Shouldn't be. Nope. No chance. Oh, yeah. It started streaming data. Let's see anything there. If I go there, nope. No data there. And now where is my Lakehouse? Here. Nope. Okay, so let's wait more. It takes more than normal at the moment. Anyway, because we have only 7 minutes, it should work without any issue. I had another. Do I have that scenario here? No. It takes time at the moment. I will refresh that. Nope, not there. Shows that it's streaming, but behind the scene it is still working on that because there is no record here, but there are some data here as well. So need to, oh yeah, it's still working on that SQL SQL endpoint, and that's the reason it doesn't show the table. So a SQL endpoint, SQL endpoint, yeah. So it's still working on some other items behind the scene. Because of that, we can't see the table which I created here. So I don't know why it's slow. Sorry, guys. Shouldn't be like this. It's out of my control, actually. Oh yeah, finally the table is here. And even we can go to now SQL is not ready, but let's see if I can see that here to connect to that. Event Hub, Lakehouse, what's the name of Lakehouse? Test demo, connect to that one. Yeah, it's not ready yet. So still working on that, because working on that SQL one there, but you can see the data streaming there. All of the data are here, and every second it's add more and more data to there, and you can start adding that to your Power BI report, to your dash, to your using the SQL endpoint to create and play with the SQL TNT SQL code to different to find that to transform the data and find the right shape of the data for your usage. I had a plan to show some other things. Sorry, I was on my fastest mode, but I think I had to set this session for 1.5 hours. But anyway, maybe in the next event, I think I cover most of the things, at least 95% of the things I had to show you, which were the important things: how to set the data, get the data from different sources, custom data like Power Automate, IoT, and then how to send the data to different destinations, and then creating the reflex to set the center condition and receive note there. So if you have any questions, we have 4 minutes. You can raise it in the chat. I will do my best to answer all of them. Otherwise, we can talk about where if you have any questions after this session, feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn, and I will make my do my best to answer your questions. So thank you. This is my, let me share my LinkedIn link in the chat. So you have my LinkedIn now, so you can just connect with me and raise your questions there, while Fabric is still working on this one to create a SQL endpoint there. Anyway, thank you so much, guys. It was great to be here, present that. Again, thank you to the organizer of this session, especially David. And catch you later. Bye.